Hey everyone, welcome back. We're in a bit of a different location today, but making it work. Today I'm continuing with the premium Bitterleaf raw pourers from spring 2025. This is the last one, altogether. Last one of the premiums, last one of all of them. At least for the year, for now. This is Body Double 2025 Spring Bakalong Raw Pu'er. Let me show you its features. So, right now, looking at the website, can I force dark this page? I don't remember. It appears I can't. We're on my laptop, not my desktop, but this is what I normally use for school, so it's pretty simple. But hopefully you can still see that without the force dark. If not, skip ahead, skip around, do what you can. But we're gonna talk about price real quick. So for 15 grams, it is $15. That is $1 a gram for the sample pack. It is listed on here as 95 cents a gram, so I assume that's that's for the 100-gram cake. 100-gram cake is $95, and then for 500 grams or 1 tea, 5 100-gram cakes wrapped in bamboo, that is $428. So this is definitely the most expensive one out of all these teas we've tried so far. So hopefully it'll taste the best, right? Located just a few minutes down the road from Laobanzang, Bakalong is considered one of the 5 Banzang villages, with arguably the closest profile to the main village due to the similar terroir and microclimate. Unsurprisingly, it is quite common for companies and factories to collect tea from Bakalong to pass off as tea from its more famous counterpart. Made from ancient tree material, this tea is very full and very in your face. There is a nice bitterness that stops just short of excessive, then dissolves into a pleasant sweetness. The fragrance is excellent, the taste is strong, the huigan rapid. Compared to other samples of similar price and quality in the area, this tea offers a superior feeling in the mouth, with a thick texture and less roughness. Upon visiting the land, our suspicions were confirmed, as this is due to the leaves coming from the trees on a sunnier area of the garden. If you're seeking a bold, powerful tea, then look no further. The tea also makes for an interesting comparison with something like our WMD Mansa. While both are composed of high quality material from excellent land, they differ drastically in terms of region terroir, with Mansa delivering a calmer power. Bakalong Sichuanbana Prefecture. Picking period was April 5th through 9th, 2025, 95 cents a gram. And I believe the WMD I had yesterday. So this'll they compared it to WMD, so this'll be a interesting one to try pretty much right away. So first I'm going to get into the bag and just do a concentrated smell straight from the bag. A bit of a floral, bit of a sweetness, bit of a vegetal. It's very reminiscent of that WMD that I had yesterday for sure. Smells like a raw pu'er. Nothing crazy going on there with the smell, I feel. Looking at the package, pretty cool. You got a couple dudes on each side doing, I don't know, Tai Chi or something. You got the yin and yang in the center there. Is that Bruce Lee? I don't know. All right, there's the tea for you. Looking nice. All right, I'm going to do my best to break off 7 grams of this cake. This one also feels quite dense, so we'll try not to powderize it too much, and we'll be right back. All right. Got that broken off, 7 grams. It was a very densely packed cake. Probably the most densely packed one I've seen outside of like some of those show pu'er tuo chas. So definitely kind of a pain in the ass to break, but we got it. Since it's so densely packed, I might give this wash a few extra seconds this time. Maybe we'll go like 20 seconds. All right, dumping out the wash. Still a bit compressed there, but we can still give it a quick wet leaf smell. Quite a bit of minerality on that smell, a good amount of vegetalness. Sweetness is kind of mellowed out, I feel, but I don't know, time will tell. All right, let's go directly into that first steep. All right, so going in, first steep, 208 Fahrenheit. That wash was also about 208 Fahrenheit. And we will do that one for, I don't know, let's go 15 seconds. Dump the wash on the dog. All right, going straight in, looking at the color. Already has a pretty nice golden orange color to it. Definitely got picked up quite a bit of color pretty quickly. Looking at the leaves, they're nice and open now. Pretty whole, green. Yeah, looking nice. Huh, smells kind of interesting. I feel like there's kind of a camphor-like smell in there. And kind of like a hay? Kind of like a barnyardy scent almost. Yeah, definitely. Kind of reminds me of some of the farms down the road, honestly. Definitely a like fresh hay, like cow pasture kind of thing going on. Not horrible, and I imagine it'll go away pretty quickly, but it's definitely there. Yeah, but there's definitely a camphor vibe going on in there. It's pretty interesting. And quite vegetal smelling, but that's majority of what I'm getting currently. All right, I'm gonna try that first steep. Quite nice. I'm definitely gonna need another steep to get a better feel for it, I think. But at this point, very low in bitterness, very low in astringency. A little higher than the WMD I had yesterday in the bitterness. Stringency is about the same. So I don't know, bitterness right now maybe a 2 out of 10, and astringency maybe about the same. So still quite low. Nice full body. I'm getting a bit of that I don't know, barnyardy hay taste. Mostly vegetal, and then quite a bit of minerality, and then kind of a sweetness on the back of the tongue and back of the palate. Just kind of coming back and balancing it out, I'd say. But I'm gonna do a second steep, same temp, 208 Fahrenheit, probably about 15 seconds again, and we will see how it tastes then. All right, 208 Fahrenheit. This is going to be the second steep. Go for 15 seconds. color's looking nice. Still about the same. I don't think it's adjusted, but nice and clear liquid for sure. Not too much made it through. These leaves are quite whole. Surprisingly, I managed to pick them off pretty whole. Didn't get too much powder out of them. But it was definitely a very compressed cake, just a forewarning. All right, now I'm going to try the second steep. All right, second steep. Yeah, bitterness is quite low still, if not lower. Nice full body. A little bit astringent, a little bit mouth drying too, but pretty low. Excuse the cat meowing. Overall, it's a very mineral heavy and umami tea. Very, very mineral forward for sure. A little bit of vegetal notes, but I'd say most of those barnyardy hay notes kind of wore off by now. I'd say personally considerably less sweetness than the WMD. I felt like that one was quite a bit sweeter on the smell as well as the aftertaste. But this one does have a bit of sweetness to the smell, and maybe it will get sweeter as it goes on in the steeps, or maybe it'll get sweeter as it ages. Who knows? This being quite fresh, though, I will say it's lower on the floral and vegetal notes compared to some of the most of the other fresh ones I've had. Definitely very mineral heavy is what I would call this one. But it's nice. I think I like WMD more personally, but this one is not bad either. I think if I had to choose between the two, especially for the price, I would personally probably choose WMD. But maybe this will age real nicely. We'll see. It's definitely not a bad one by any means. It's still pretty solid. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say on it. Let me know if you have any questions. Just feel free to comment. But leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. Thanks. See ya.